Portuguese ship under the command of Lourenço de Almeida, caught in a fierce storm, was tossed in another direction and landed in the harbour of Galle, Sri Lanka in year 1505. By sailing towards the east of the globe, his prime intention was to find the most precious spice of the world, cinnamon. Afterwards, Portuguese successfully acquired the trade which was in the hands of Muslims. Then cinnamon cultivation was mainly done in the central hills of Sri Lanka. Cinnamon was cultivated in coastal areas of the country by Portuguese and Dutch respectively, who were occupying these regions then. Today, cinnamon cultivations are concentrated in coastal areas extending from Kalutara to Beliat. British, who obtained power from Dutch in the year of 1796, introduced plantation crops such as coffee to Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, most of the coffee cultivations were destroyed by the disease called coffee rust disease at the end of the 19th century. Then tea was established as the main plantation crop of Sri Lanka. Later on, three main plantation crops, tea, rubber and coconut, faced severe price fluctuations.
At the same time, local prices and international demand for traditional spice crops experienced a rapid increase. Hazardous dependency on only three major plantation crops was also clearly visible. It showed that spice crops could play a major role in Sri Lankan economy and strengthen it further. As a result of this, Department of Minor Export Crops was established in 1972 by the ruling government party. Presently, it's known as the Department of Export Agriculture. Its main task was to disseminate various subsidy programs to enhance export agriculture crop sector in Sri Lanka. Research Division of the Department of Export Agriculture plays a major role for the upliftment of the export agricultural crop sector. In order to achieve the mandate given to the Research Division, Mathali Research Station and 5 other sub-research stations are established in various locations. Research on pest and disease control of export agricultural crops are carried out in the field level. Research on post-harvest technology has been carried out to introduce many value-added products to meet the present-day demand of the modern world.
Most revolutionary modern agricultural tissue culture techniques are carried out in the well-equipped tissue culture laboratory located in Gampaha district. They have been able to release high-yielding spice crop cultivars to increase national production of these crops. Department of Export Agriculture is also engaged in establishing well-maintained plant nurseries to provide cultivators with better high-yielding planting material free of charge under subsidy programs.
Undoubtedly, cinnamon is the major export agricultural crop in Sri Lanka, and it's a spice with truly Sri Lankan origin. We are proud to say that Sri Lanka is the major exporter of true cinnamon of the world. Sri Lanka has gained the reputation as the finest quality cinnamon producer of the world by fulfilling more than 80% of the world demand for this most precious commodity in the international spice trade.
Pepper, popularly known as the king of spices, is another important spice crop grown in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, pepper is cultivated over an area of 30,000 hectares, mostly in the districts of Mathali, Kandy, Kegalle, Kurunegala and Norelia. Sri Lankan pepper is comparatively high in quality. The ideal geographical location of this magnificent island of Sri Lanka has made a tremendous impact to enhance the quality of its pepper. Nutmeg, the wonder fruit, is one of the marvels of nature. Nutmeg is mostly grown in hill country of Sri Lanka. Nutmeg tree yields two spices, nutmeg, which is the kernel of the seed, and mace, which is the net-like, crimson-colored, leathery outgrowth called eril, covering the shell of the seed. Popularly known as the queen of spices, cardamom thrives well in Sri Lankan soils. Sri Lankan cardamom is superior in quality. It's mostly cultivated in natural forests in the wet zone at high elevations.
Sri Lankan clove is unmatchable with that of other countries, and it's rich in eugenol. Clove of commerce is the unopened flower bud of the clove plant, mostly cultivated in environment-friendly surroundings of the central hills of Sri Lanka. Areca nut is a very important export agricultural crop grown in Sri Lanka. It doesn't require much space and it can be grown on land boundaries, reservations, as a monocrop and also as an intercrop. Cocoa is a major beverage crop cultivated in Sri Lanka. Sri Lankan cocoa is of very high quality, preferred by most reputed chocolate producers world over. It was introduced to Sri Lanka by the British as an intercrop under rubber plantations.
Sri Lankan weather conditions are most favorable for coffee plantations. Sri Lankan coffee gives bitter aroma and taste. Sri Lanka has an enormous potential to increase the hectareage cultivated under coffee. With Japanese collaboration, Department of Export Agriculture has already taken steps to enhance the coffee industry in Sri Lanka. Vanilla plant is one of the climbing species belong to the famous orchid family, normally inhabits in tropical countries. Sri Lanka is one of the very few countries suitable for vanilla cultivation. Sri Lanka is also famous for citronella and lemongrass cultivations. Oil extracted from these species has a big market potential.
Ginger produced in Sri Lanka has gained a reputation for its high quality. It can be successfully grown as an intercrop. And also as a monocrop. Turmeric is also can be grown in most parts of Sri Lanka. Its quality is superior to turmeric produced in other countries. Department of Export Agriculture is fully committed to enhance the final quality of the product by introducing post-harvest technology to the producers. Upgrading processing centers have been already established to produce better quality products to meet the modern-day international standards. Job standards have been upgraded to obtain attraction of the younger generation. These girls are engaged in cinnamon processing with a high esteem and utmost job satisfaction.
Sri Lanka, the ultimate destination for superior quality spices, is located in the Indian Ocean. This ideal geographical location has made a significant impact on the quality of all the spice crops cultivated in Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, spices are grown in natural, pristine surroundings for many centuries. This island of paradise for best quality spices is known for its traditional spice cultivations, mostly cultivated without using any chemicals or artificial fertilizer, and so its spices are naturally organic. The island of Sri Lanka has made a tremendous impact on the world of spice trade as the finest quality spice producing country in the world.